What, and I know we're asking you to look in a crystal ball, so understood. What do you think this means for the whole world of financial aid, be it, merit scholarships or need-based aid, or the fact that some colleges were need blind in the past?
Yeah.
Do you have any sense of what all of this might do to that?
Yeah, it's a big question. A couple things that I think are really important to mention. So if most kids who are, so in our current group of seniors, they all already have their financial aid packages. Colleges have committed to financial aid for the coming year. But they are also very interested in talking to parents and students about what their current situations are and whether changes need to be made. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Colleges are, it's completely reasonable and a good idea to get in touch with the financial aid office about a package if you think that that there is additional information now that you could provide that would make a difference. If you just got a package that isn't going to work for you, and you have a student who's really excited about attending that institution, and you want to say to them, look, this is where my son or daughter wants to go. Do you have any room to make an adjustment now? These are his or her other options, and these are the other packages we've received. Colleges want to know when they're losing kids, and to whom and for how much. My kids are both seniors. In one case, and it ends up being the institution my son's going to attend, when the financial aid package came in initially, it was 10,000 plus higher than I was willing to go. And so I went back to the financial aid office and said, is it possible you could take another look? This is my son's first choice. These are the other places he's considering. These are the other packages he's received. And they got back to me the next day, and they matched one of the other of his options. And they didn't do it because they know me and they were doing me a special favor. They did it because they said, here's a kid who wants to come. We've already admitted him, and these are his other options. So we have a choice to make. Are we willing to stretch to bring him, potentially give him the choice to be here or not? And they decided to. So you can't demand anything, but colleges are often eager to make adjustments if they can.
So the point that you were just making about the fact of having a dialogue really with your school of choice, and being able, if a school is your first choice, to go and say, this is my first choice and this is what these other schools have offered me. I think that's probably something that could be really helpful to parents who are listening, to know kind of what, maybe you could just speak for one more minute on what are the limits of that conversation. So I was interested, it's okay to reveal the package that another school has given you? And
absolutely. I mean, okay. It's as I said, colleges want to know if they're losing kids and to what other institution and for how much. Okay. That's important information for them. Very. So my philosophy has always been, I've counseled students and parents to do this for 30 years, and now I'm doing it for my own kids. Talk to the financial aid office. Tell them what your situation is. I would say be completely forthcoming with them. The more sense they have that they're getting the full picture from you, the better the odds are that they will be able to make some adjustment. There's no guarantee. You can't make any demands. You just say, here's my situation. And it works best if what you're saying is, this is the institution my son or daughter really wants to attend. And as things stand, it's going to be the most expensive option, right? Or one of the most expensive. Is there anything that you can do about that? So that's important. And I was going to say with respect to school next fall, it looks at this point, it's hard to know exactly what shape that's going to take. About 2/3 of colleges and universities in the United States right now are saying they're going to open. Some of them are now saying, including the one my son is going to attend, that they're going to open actually earlier, a week or two earlier in August. And there seems to be a move toward considering this slightly earlier squeezed first semester. So a little earlier in August to Thanksgiving, no fall break, crank through it, get done by Thanksgiving, and then don't come back until maybe February. So the kids are home during what is likely to be the period when there's the most increase in
flu season. What we usually think of as flu season. Yeah.
Flu season, now also corona.
Yeah. Right.
So both of my kids are planning on attending whatever's offered. Virtually all of my cohort here at Friends Central have the same plan. I think for most kids, if they can, it makes sense to get started. They mostly, if they're leaving high school, they don't really have lots of other plans. And if they don't do classwork, they're probably going to have fewer other opportunities anyway. Right. Colleges are going to work very, very hard to keep them occupied. So I think it makes sense selecting courses to kind of lean towards some of the more basic general education things that would be more likely to be lecture classes if you were even at an institution.